Hey y'all, so this is week 3 for the October Get Your Money in Order challenge, right? Usually I do go live, but this week I could not go live. Unfortunately, I had somewhere to be, so I pre-recorded this for you all to watch. So if you do not remember or do not recall, make sure you go check out those previous videos for week 1 and week 2. But to give you like a quick synopsis, for week 1, went over the first page that said document your financial situation. I did this not on myself, but I did it on a middle-aged woman who had more bills than she did of income. Because if you guys remember, she ended up at the end of the month being negative $296, which is how she accrued a lot of debt because she didn't make enough money for all the expenses, not bills. I'm sorry, bills and expenses. So we went over her full-time, her side hustle, as well as her fixed expenses, her listed variable expenses, and then her debt. And we calculated the difference between them all. And we noticed that she was negative $296. We took some notes, some things we thought maybe she could change, and how much money that would give her if she did change those things. We also highlighted them. The care credit was only $100 she owed left. These here were simply what she was paying a month and not the total amount. So once the care credit was done, because her $100 she was paying was all she owed left, she would have another $100. Once she gets rid of cable, she would have another $178. Once she reduces her $350 food bill, as she is a single woman, that would also give her more money and more wiggle room, as well as reducing her electricity bill, you guys. So this was week 1, documenting her financial situation, talking about what it looks like, going over it. While I was doing it, hopefully you guys were doing it. Hopefully you were doing it on your October challenge sheets, but if you didn't, that's okay. You can use a paper and a pen. And then week 2, we went over financial goals, right? We tried to talk about goals. I gave you guys some tips, some tricks. Again, if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys go check that video out. But I gave you some tips and tricks on good ways to make your goals. These things are very important, especially as we approach the new year, right? We're just talking about SMART goals, being specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So her goals were to, number 1, be credit card debt free. Her total debt for a credit card is $12,500 by the age of 55, and she turns 55 in March 2025. So she has 2.5 years. We were saying, okay, right here, if we calculated with this, when we did her document her financial situation, it was worst case, you guys. So here we went ahead and added like an extra 150 plus on her full-time job, as she does a lot of overtime. We also went ahead and put into account, if you add another, take away $50 from her electricity, take away $100 from her food, take away that cable, just different variations of how money could look a little better for her, could she reach this goal. Then the next one, we went to having $10,000 in her savings, and she currently already has $8,034.08 in her savings, and she would like by April 2023 to have $10,000. So that's $1,965 she would need to have. She also has a couple of months where she makes where she gets 3 paycheck payments, because she gets paid every other week, bi-weekly, and there are a few times where you get your 3 paychecks, and October is one of those months for her. So we went over that. And then we also went over, she wants to contribute 5% to her 401k instead of 4%, and she wants to do that by 2023. And from now to January 2023, she gets a few raises that will hit her full-time job. So we were also talking about how that is possible. So this week, we're talking about sinking funds. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so a lot of people do not know what sinking funds are. Some people do. Obviously, if you're in the budgeting community, you're like, sis, we know what it is. So the definition that I gave here on week 3 page, make sure you guys, again, go to Paper by Moe to go get your printable. Although October is almost over, it's never too late. It's still getting your money in order. So this the definition for a sinking fund is that I set aside for you guys is putting your money set aside for a specific purpose, right? And to better describe it, we should call it a savings fund. You're saving money in a certain fund for an event, time, or specific reason. For example, Christmas. A lot of people celebrate Christmas. There's a lot of people that don't. Even if you don't, let's say birthdays. It comes around at the same time every year. But instead of us saving a little bit of money to get to that point, what we do is we use our credit cards. We accrue debt. We get into debt, especially when we want to buy big, lavish things for family members. Sometimes a lot of us have that situation with family members or friends where we have guilt if you don't get us this, or guilt if you don't get us that. So there can be a lot of reasons why a lot of people go into debt. Holiday season, New Year's, oh my gosh, you want to go to the beautiful party, so you want the beautiful dress and the beautiful shoes. Christmas, you want to get all your children all these amazing gifts and you don't want them to feel left out. Then you have birthdays. It's your friends, cousins, sisters, dad, whoever's birthday. They want this and it costs X amount of dollars. So sinking funds is just simply preparing for it and not having to buy it at one time, right? Okay, if something costs $1,000 and their birthday is on October 5th, so on October, I don't know, 1st, you spend $1,000 on it, whereas you could have been saving for that for the past few months and gradually working your way up to, in that sinking fund or savings fund, having $1,000. So we're going to talk about documenting sinking funds, right? And having sinking fund goals. I'm going to go over the middle-aged woman, what sinking fund goals she has that aligns with her life. If you guys remember, something that was really important with her debt is she has a lot of medical needs. So she goes to the doctor a lot. That is very big expense for her. And as you can see, she loves some lows. So these are some of the expenses we're going to talk about. And then we're gonna I'm gonna go over the sinking fund. Hopefully you guys are going with me. What her goal is to save for it. We're gonna do the math over here, and then we're gonna say pay per. So for her, we're gonna do pay per check. She gets paid every other week, bi-weekly. So that's how we're gonna calculate that. And then we're gonna go ahead and track on her sinking fund tracker. So something I want to talk about before we actually get into her sinking funds, which is also important and can play a role, is accounts and how to organize her money. So let's get this paper right back out. So in her document, her financial situation, she does have a full-time job and she does have a side hustle. Okay, now this side hustle isn't just for her to bring in money, but it's also business related for her, right? So she's building up her business as she's bringing in this moolah. So first things first, we just want to be able to differentiate different things on money or whatever that comes in. So I'm going to say that she first needs a side hustle checking account. I understand that people don't see sometimes the importance of differentiating your money, but if you do taxes for your side business, and then you have your full-time, you know, they have to be divided but equal, but divided. So she definitely needs a checking account when it comes to her side hustle, because that is a business for her, right? And then I'm gonna even take it as far as saying a business savings, okay? I'm gonna put that as number 2, right? She needs a savings for that because she does taxes, so I don't know, maybe she has to buy some type of software, right? If you gotta buy software, there's things you need to buy, paper, pens, whatever. You pay for gas to meet with somebody, whatever it is, you need to have some type of business savings. You need to have your business, I said side hustle, but business checking. Then we need to go to her full-time, right? Her regular job. So we're gonna say full-time checking. And I'm titling it this, but it does not have to be called these things, right? So she needs her regular checking for her full-time job where her full-time money comes in, and again, divided but equal. Okay, so and then with that, I'm gonna say her next account should definitely be her emergency fund. Her emergency fund. Okay, so these are the 4 accounts that I believe she should have at bare minimum, right? Now, if she's like some of us who want to do sinking funds but do it in cash, she doesn't need another account. Now, if she wants to do sinking funds digitally, there's Ally that they have the buckets, the 10 buckets that people can do. So it depends on how she wants. So maybe, or maybe not, the 5th account would be to do her sinking funds. But we're gonna go ahead and go along as though she wants to do it in cash. So let's get this party started and high. So here's the sinking funds that we're gonna go over. This is the blank list, and we're gonna tap into it and then get this calculator going. So the first sinking fund we're putting on here is Christmas. I brought it up in the example, but it's very necessary, right? Christmas. So she said that her family isn't that big, so she wants to do her goal would be $2,000. Now, we're not talking about the Christmas that's coming up now. We are talking about the Christmas for next year. I'm not sure what she already has saved for Christmas to come up. I believe her plan is to use it out of her emergency fund, and I am calling it an emergency fund, but not everybody. It may just be a savings account for her. So these are things that we have to differentiate from, right? What's a savings account, what's an emergency? Because Christmas, unfortunately, guys, is not an emergency to spend your emergency fund. Okay, accountability. I'm just saying, accountability. So for Christmas, we're gonna say $2,000, right? Now, if she gets paid 26 times a year, because there's 12 months, and then there's 2 times, that's 24, and then there's always those 2 extra months where she gets paid 3 times, that's 26. So she has $2,000, and we're gonna divide that by 26. So that means she's gonna, per each paycheck, save $77. We're gonna round that baby up and say $77. Okay. And so I did a little asterisk here. So this is for the name of your sinking fund. The example would be vacation. This exclamation for total is how much do you need for this fund? For example, $2,000. The plus is pay per. When are you allocating your money to this fund? Per month, per day, per check, per week. And then here it's doing the math, right? If it's $2,000, you're doing it per month, you divide it by 12 months, you would need $166.66 you need to put to the side per month. Okay, so that is the math behind that. That's her first sinking fund she's gonna have. The second sinking fund, I'm gonna say it's gonna be birthdays, and she's saying it's gonna be $200, but it's a revolving door, right? So even when she hits the $200, she wants to keep putting money aside in it, if that makes any type of sense to you guys. Because a lot of birthdays come up. Divided by 26, that would be $7.69, $7.70. We're gonna round up to $8, right? But obviously she may need to put more, as it's a revolving door. Christmas happens one time a year. Again, if you have somebody's birthday in January, and then you have somebody's birthday in May, and then July, and then August, October, November, like it depends on when you have birthdays in your life. So you got to be tactical and methodical when it comes to that. So another one we're going to put for her is going to be garden. Again, as you saw with her debt, she has a Lowe's card. She loves something that entertains her, or that she likes to do, is work in her garden at her home. So if you know you like to do something, don't cut it out, but make it feasible, right? Put that in your sinking fund. Set yourself a goal and make it work for you, where you don't have to get a credit card and get all this debt, right? But don't get me wrong, we've all done it, but let's not keep doing it. So for the garden, she's saying, listen, I don't spend that much money. $150 would do me just fine. So $150 divided by 26, right? That's gonna be $5.76. We're gonna round up and we're gonna say $6. Now, mind you, you're probably thinking, all right, when we went over her document your financial situation, when we went over her goals, she really didn't have that much money left over. But remember, from October to the end of January, she will have about 3 more raises. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be $17,000, or it's going to be explosive amounts. But what I am saying is she has wiggle room with this, right? She has wiggle room because she's going to have some pay raises. One, she has wiggle room because she's also going to have in October, she's going to have a month where she gets 3 paychecks, as well as I think in April, 2023, she gets 3 paychecks. So she gets 2 months coming up really soon that she gets 3 paychecks. So she has those extra paychecks to help her out, help her get out of debt, help her save more money, not just with emergency funds or saving accounts, but also with these saving funds, aka sinking funds. So garden, $150. Next thing, she owns her home, so we're gonna say home repairs. But she's been doing home repairs over the years, again, on her credit card. But so she's like, listen, I don't really need too much, but I'm gonna say $300, and it's gonna be a revolving door. So she can put on, again, when I say revolving door, just keep adding money to it even if you reach the goal. So it's $11.53. We're gonna round up to $12. Have you guys noticed that I round up? Because I do. Why not add a few cents, another 47 cents, you'll be fine. So home repairs. The next thing we're gonna say is doctor's appointments. Again, I told you that she has a lot of medical needs. So she has to go to a lot of doctor's appointments, have a lot of medication. We could say slash medication, has a lot of co-pays, things like that. And unfortunately, if you don't save for it, you would accrue debt with that, with swiping your card, trying to $30 a week or $30 every time you go to the doctor. And then if you go to the doctor a lot, it could be a lot. So for her with the doctor's appointments, she gave herself $300 and also set a revolving door. I think this might be too low, but we're gonna put down her total and her goal. But there are programs where if you are on the lower income side that some companies will help you. And if she can get enlisted in some of those, that can definitely waive some of her expenses and her cost, right? For doctor's appointments and medical needs. Another thing is car servicing. So we're gonna put that here. Servicing. Now, granted, her car is on the newer side. It may be a year or two old, so she doesn't necessarily need too much, but her car is paid off. So I didn't put that on as a bill. Her car is on the newer side, but it's paid off. So she doesn't need too much servicing, but everybody needs an oil change. You know, you never know when you have a flat tire. So something she wanted to change for that, she wanted to save for that would be $100. Again, a revolving door. So we're gonna go ahead and divide 100 divided by 26. That is $3.84. You know me, I'm rounding up, baby. $4, okay? $4. And then the second to last one that she has, and again, you don't need, I think this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just made this list to make it easy for you guys to track with us, but you can obviously have more, because if you watch my videos, you know I have way more than 8. But I'm just showing you guys, like, this is how easy it is. This will start you off, right? Okay, so that's car servicing. The next one she has is car insurance. So let's go back to this. And this was my goal for her, was to put car insurance down because she pays it every 6 months, but you might as well save for it first. So let's write car insurance, right? With 103, 103 times 6, right? That'll be $618. That's how much she pays for 6 months. And they give her that discount because she pays for 6 months. So it would be $618. She needs it every 6 months. We're gonna times this, times 2, make it a year. That's $1,236. $1,200. So this is really a bill, but yeah, now. So we're gonna divide this by 26. She would need to save $47.53 every paycheck. And we're gonna round that up because y'all know me, to $48, okay? It's really a bill, but to soften the blow with her, we're gonna go ahead and mark it as a savings fund, so that way when the 6 months come, boom, she has her money for her car insurance. And then the final one, darling, is we're gonna put out to eat. She likes to go out to eat, right? I'm putting her out to eat. There's a couple other things. She likes to bowl, right? And she's in a bowling league. So we're gonna say she wants to do $100 a month, which again, with the bowling league and going out to eat, I should say /bowl, okay? That should help make more sense. That's $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. So we're gonna do $1,200 and we're gonna divide that by 26. That's $46.15. We're gonna actually put $46.15. That's the one time I didn't round up, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna say 46.15. So this is her fun. She goes out to eat, she bowls, that's $1,200 a year, $100 a month. Bowling leagues cost money. Car insurance, that's a bill, right? She pays about $103, equivalent to $103 a month once she does her 6-month contract with her car insurance. So we're saying, hey, $48, and this is per paycheck for her. Her car servicing is $100, revolving door. Again, she has a 1 to 2 year older car that's paid for. You didn't see a car note in here, so that's $4 a paycheck. Doctor's appointment, I think it should be higher. It's a revolving door. However, we're gonna go ahead and say what she believes it should be. So that's $300. That's $12 per paycheck. Home repairs, revolving door, because you never know when your refrigerator goes out. So that's $300 for the whole goal, and then $12 per paycheck. Her garden, $150 for the whole goal. This is for a year, you guys. So we're gonna say 6. But again, once you reach this, the asterisks, you need to just go ahead and keep pushing more. And I say once you reach it, because you're like, listen, you can't reach it because if you only do this $12. But sometimes when you have extra money, you throw a little extra towards your savings funds, your sinking funds, right? Your goals. And that is why I put these asterisks by it. Birthday, she wants to give, a little rose, a little, a little sprinkle of magic. So you add it. Maybe if she has extra money that month, she puts $10 instead of 8, or that paycheck. So these are ways that you could do your sinking fund. How to track them is very much so simple. As you have your envelopes or your account, you write your fund down, you write the amount that's in your account, and then you plus or minus every paycheck, right? So she gets paid bi-weekly. This 3 plus or minus works well for her, and then you have an imbalance at the end of the month. This would be good for months. So this is all I have for you guys for week 3. I hope you guys get your sinking funds in order, your saving funds, get your goals together, know how much you need to pay per check, per month, per week, per whatever it is that you want to go by, and follow through with it so we can get our finances in order. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you go to paperbymo.com. Get your challenge. And if you haven't gotten the challenge, you're like, sis, I don't want it, go get you a digital budget planner. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.